Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Satisfactory. I'm back from my trip and for today we're just gonna take it easy and try to get back into things. And as I remember, we were busy in this corner of our world to start building our factories, finally starting actually building them. And we've got our massive storage shed here for this region. And we've got smart splitters unlocked to eventually get them all into our point system and finally getting some points. For now, they're just filling up our big bad boxes because they can hold a lot and we can use all of it if necessary. Eventually, of course, there will be dimensionals on top that will send it all so we can use it everywhere we need it. So far, we have one, which is cement. God, that is something we use a lot at the moment, so it's always useful everywhere we go. Okay, so what do we have in this region that we want to do? We have, of course, our boxes. So we want to have our steel production back here, and we also want to use the cement and the copper here to make some other products here as well that we have too. So let's should we start building back our base steel production and see where we go from there? Or do we want to go to our quartz area and start building things up there? Because we have our quartz and our glass powder, of course. Glass powder, really? How long have I been gone? For real. Silicone. So that's being made, so we have our resources there, but that's gonna of course lead into other products which we will need to make our smart splitter. So that's gonna come of course later, and that's the thing, isn't it? We're making our factories here. What's the correct order to start making things? Our Caterium, that was an easy one because it came in, it was separate, it gave me some extra time to analyze what we want to do with it, and now we have to make our steel. So well, yeah, let's make some foundries, place them down and decide where we want to make our building for it. I was thinking over here, but let's keep this area for our SAM production facility, since I think this leads to copper and that leads to cement, or concrete at least. I think here's where we want to make the encased beams. So I'm guessing, yeah, it's going to be right here in this area. And any copper that we have, we can make an area right in that direction and here to deal with that, to make our rotor, stators and motors. I think that's what we wanted to make here too. So like I said, we have a lot we want to make. So yeah, let's start placing down some foundries and well, making our first floor, because of course we're here, we want to make our foundries where we make the bases and one layer up to actually start producing it. And we want to make more than just one machine. We want to make what we can, and we can make a lot because I upgraded every miner here. That was 1 to 2, so we've doubled our production, so we have a lot of resources to work with. So yeah, enough talking, let's start building. Alright, that took some back and forth, but I got an idea. So we have two recipes. We have our steel ingot and we unlocked our alternative solid steel ingot, which gives us 60, but it does mean we have to smelt our iron before putting it in the foundry. And I remembered that we had two very low quality nodes here, which I did want to use. I didn't want to just build over it and just forget about it. So I thought this might be the perfect time to play around with that. So I put a Mark II on it, so we had two 60s. Now if we melt all of that, we should have enough to fill 3 foundries with solid steel, which gives us 3 times 60 out of it, which then we can make into the next part 2 for pipes, 2 for beams, which I think would be perfect. It would be double what we made before, and plenty of us to enough for us to play around with. So for now we just need to merge and converge. Will it be enough here? Because I love to have things centered. Yeah, we can work with this. I'm gonna keep it also close enough together that we can still build around it. And I might adjust it along the way. When we start building other stuff. Just to integrate it into one of our buildings. Like moving it higher maybe, so we can walk around it, right over it. Perfect. Alright, let's attach these to the network. Which I do want to attach this one. Let's put it there. And you there. At least so that we can get our materials out of it. We need to have this one too. And I was thinking, just make a higher mark pole. So we can have more on it. And when we start making the walls, I will probably make attachments to the wall itself. For now I just want to have a functioning production line we can play around with. And one left, alright. Okay, so we got our 4 smelters. Come on. Really? Because that thing is over there, I can't climb to the top. Gotta be careful not to land in between. Alright. So here we need to split it, and of course this is gonna be in the way. Do we want to have it as close as possible? That's the question. Because there should be enough room for us to build a wall and make it go through it, right? Yeah, that should definitely be possible. Good, and then we just need a few more splitters. Let's remove this wall for now. Now it's all being fed, and the 120 should be well enough to be carried on these belts relatively quickly. Right, so now it's being smelted. We have our end product coming out here, so we might want to combine it and put it up in here. So let's select our recipes. And for here we come our ingots and our, of course, our coal will come from there, which we have at at least 240. So it would be more than enough. We even have some left for other stuff. We want to steal it from the line, which we probably will. Did I leave enough room? Yeah, it's more than enough room. Because what comes out of this will go to the second floor. And there's a lot of room in between here. So do we want to keep this smelting separate from the rest? We actually could make it like a two building, a smelting facility and a production facility. And have this one row in between as the difference between the two. It wouldn't be too bad. Okay, so let's assume we're gonna build all this together. And we have a path here. We're going to be able to walk underneath it. So it's going to come from at least one high over. And then when it comes in, we'll have to split it between them. Excuse me. And yeah, and this doesn't work because that's too close, because we have to have room for it, so we'll forget about that. So that means any splitters we make should have at least a clearance from that, so this should be enough. That one doesn't need it. And then we can work both these lines on the top as it comes in from here on a higher level. Good, I can see that working. Do we want to make something representative from there? Because it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a splitter, just okay, so why is that being funny? Alright. Just so we have the height. Oh, careful. Okay, that's got bounced off because of it. That's fine. Alright, so if we're gonna assume the wall's gonna be there. Now that we have this, we can make our own walls. And I think there's still such a great addition to it. Let's see if that works. No, it's a little bit too high. Of course we can. Make this as a height representative for us. So it's not exactly. It should be. bit finicky, but we'll get it to work. Haha, perfect. And now we just have to test the splitter so it gets there. Yeah, and the fact that we can make our own holes wherever we want makes it a lot more interesting. And there we see the problem. Now it's probably going to be one whole factory. And this is just a walking area inside the factory itself. Because it's going to go over the line, meaning that it's going to be hard making walls there fit perfectly. And I'd rather than make a big building with a lot of walking space and anything else. Alright, so that's settled. So how do we get it in here? Well, if it's inside a factory, then it doesn't matter. Though we don't have to create a walkway. We can just build over it with later materials, later walkways we can make. So we just want it aligned to each other. Because it's a merger. Want it here. Then we go into the splitter. I say, going back from vacation and starting it a bit more relaxed like this really helps. And then our bigger creative projects we can just go fully well later on. They're all attached and they're all in it. Perfect. And all we need is coal to get this production started. Awesome. Alright, good. And since I do want to have this on the top, do they want to go straight into the air from here? Ooh, I'm low on materials. Well, I did thought that we are gonna need more. Let's hope what we have in the boxes will be enough to get the production started, and I think it should very much do. It's too long. And that's fine. Okay, so now we just need to power these ones up, and then the lower corridor of the factory can start making their thing. For now, let's just put a power pole here to do the work, and we'll work it into the walls in a bit. I don't know why. Put it on there. Must have accidentally targeted the elevator. Alright, so now that is actually going. We just need to attach the coal. I'm guessing only the last one is actually attached to it. Yeah. This is straight enough to fit. Let's put it with default, because defaults are a lot more forgiving. Yes, it's coming in. Perfect. Alright, cool. And it will slowly start filling up. I will need to check the lines down there if they are all Mark III. So everything keeps on moving. I think this should be fine, right? Ah, that's already a lot of improvement. So those are the old elevators. Alright, good. Let it come on in and feed the beast. Alright, let's take some time and build the box around it. I will arrange the walls, redo the wiring, so everything looks a little bit nicer. And I'm thinking, I really love that old pillar structure I have at the cafeteria. I want to build something like this as well. So it's not going to completely be enclosed yet, but at least I want to have the framework up there so we can start going to the next level and start building our constructors there. So let's get to it. See you in a little bit. Welcome back. We have finished off, well, like a basic frame around our bottom factory. Also redid the wiring, so it all goes through the wall, nice to the ceiling, not all different kind of poles and wires all throughout the factory. And I made a staircase leading upwards to the second floor, which will work for now. And also I made sure that all outings, all the exits will go up to the second floor and we can start building from there. As I mentioned before, I had an idea what I wanted to do with them. I wanted to have two going straight into a constructor to make the beams, and the other one split into their own thing. And we got a lot of room up here, so I don't think room will be an issue. So make sure we have enough room. Two here for one part of the factory. And on the other side, the other. And of course, I built them exactly the wrong way around, like I knew I would. Because I usually just do before I think. Which is fine. So here we'll do the beams, which needs 60 per minute, so an entire foundry. Which is why I thought the alternative recipe worked perfectly, because the output was 60. And since this needs 30, we can split one into two and have that work for us in that regard. So let's see. Do we want to just bring it here? Give it the room. Spread its wings. Let's put it on top. And now you gotta place it correctly. And since they're only faceted from here, it should be a lot easier. You can already hear the machines below working, knowing that they got fed. Ooh. Yeah, this should or let's put it the other way around. Yeah. And this should just be a straight one. Perfect. Alright, so we got now, instead of 2 constructors, one making beams and the other one pipes, we now have 2 for each, doubling our production already compared to what we had before. And that's perfect, because we're gonna have a lot of uses for these. Will this be the only steel we're making? Probably not, but this will definitely keep us busy for a while. So now, once this is powered up, it will make the steel pipes that we need and the beams that we need. Now the only thing we need is to get them over to those boxes over here. And I think since this is where we come up to the 2nd floor, and we can walk here through the middle to check out these, I would say let's just make the exit from here. And again, it's all temporarily until we've unlocked everything with our points that we want to play around with. Then we can finalize our buildings. Or will 2 be enough for constructors? I think it's either just or our tip will go through the roof. I keep forgetting if that happens. And if the tip goes through the roof, it's not good enough. Yeah, it's gonna be 3. Right. So we want mergers. Out here. Here. Cool, and if we put this right on top, we'll have enough room to walk around, and it will still go all the way out. No, I want to keep it split. Because now we can merge it into one and have a programmable splitter split into the right box. But let's not. So what we want to use this for is like what we did before. Use it as a height indicator. And this will be their way out of the building. And this way when we come up, plenty of room to walk around here. And we have some extra room here in case we want to build something more with what we get here. Because I was thinking of maybe making the constructor lead into this building and combining with the pipes to make our encased concrete beams. But I have to think about in between the episode if that's exactly what we want to do. Alright. I guess we need to make sure we have power up there as well. And try to keep it uniform so we have it everywhere. And this one on this side is more for future plans. And that's not where I wanted it. Perfect. It means we have power to the top. Okay, let's build a ceiling. So we can attach the power to it. I always try to find a spot that feels like could be a nice location. And the first ones are already out there. Perfect. Alright, I think that makes our beams and pipes complete. It's in production. The only thing we need is making sure we find a way to get it here. Which I would assume that it will eventually just come through the roof into the right boxes. And we can fill it up here as well. And just like with those back here, eventually in the back end we'll smart split it into point machine. And this of course is where we have our limestone, which we can potentially combine with that. But that is something I'll have to think about in our next episode. I think for now that factory is good. There's only one thing I would love to do before ending this episode, is connecting these two lines to the boxes, even if it's just like a temporary solution. Can we get to the top of these boxes? See if we can find some line to it. Let's see. And just like with Caterium, these pods probably won't survive the entire thing. It's just so that we can build on it. Good. And since we're gonna build this up, let's use the top side for it. That's actually very difficult. Oh, that's actually perfectly straight. Alright, that way we can start filling these boxes with it as we play around with other stuff. And so we will at least not run out of... oh, careful. Run out of resources. Because when the two boxes we had are empty, we don't need more to keep on pushing. see, where are your feet? Good. Production is set up. It's leading to storage. And it's filling up quickly, meaning that those 2 boxes we have over there, I will probably empty them out into these 2 storage sheds as they are already there. And there's enough room above it that we can put our dimensionals on it and transport them to wherever we need. Yes. It's starting to fit all together, and there's going to be a lot of more beautification to the factories later on, just like with the Caterium, as long as we have more resources like the smaller pipes, the steel beams, the new stuff. Yeah, that's when we finally going to maximize these buildings' potential. For now, this will do perfectly. Alright. Steel beams, steel pipes has been completed. For the next one, I'm gonna go for encased, and probably will start building towards our motors, which I'm probably gonna use these iron factories for, if I need it. I've also got copper there that we definitely will need. So that is for next time. So for now, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time if you want to see more of how this project is slowly evolving into actual factories. And yes, once we have the last few fragments left, like the stators, rotors, and motors, that's when we're gonna complete our storage here and lead it into an actual point making machine. Because if all these boxes are filled to the brim, imagine how many points we will be generating. We probably need 2 machines in order to process all of that. Yeah, it's gonna be points galore. Yeah, I can't wait for that moment. So until then, bye bye.